covering that tune. He wanted to use it as a tune that he'd play in all the different PBR bars that are around the United States. He's got about a dozen of PBR bars that, are bars people go to listen to country music, and he wanted to have a little crossover with the rock band, so he picked us, and we recorded it while we were doing the record. I mean, we were basically done, and then we got the call, and we're like, okay, drums are still set up. Let's see if we can spit this one out. Robert was staying at my house. When Sean Gleason called us up and said, "Hey, this is what we want to do," Robert arranged it real quick. We went into the studio and cut it very quickly, and it's, we played it live a bunch. We certainly played at all the PBR events we play, and it's a fun tune. I mean, Merle Haggard can't go wrong with a Merle tune,
Yeah, well, that's certainly classic old country, but it's kind of amazing how the country market has really, in a lot of ways, become the new rock and roll. You see the new country artists out there, and Keith Urban's and Florida Georgia Lines and Jason Aldean's, and it's very, very close to a classic rock band, whether it be a Bon Jovi or Eagles or Springsteen.
Yeah, I think that it appeals to people, and I get it. I grew up on country like Jerry Reed and Glenn Campbell because that's what my dad listened to. You know what I mean? So no disrespect to the current country guys. I think there's so much great talent out there that we hear all the time. You can't get away from it. I mean, it's all over the TV. It's all over everywhere. But that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with some good music every once in a while. I'm more of the old school dude that digs that. So when the Merle tune came up, it was kind of like, this is really cool. It would have been better for me if it was like a Jerry Reed song, because I'm a big Jerry Reed fan. But much respect to the current country artists out there, and I'm a fan of a few of the guys out there playing, and it's just it's good fun, man. Good, clean fun.
Absolutely. And speaking of fun, we got the big holiday bash coming up this weekend. Canyon Club, December 2nd in Agoura. Great club. I know you guys have played there many times. What's it like to be amongst a label like Frontiers that really supports bands like this, and be around old friends like Tracy Guns and Jack Russell and Vivian Campbell, of course, from Dio and Def Leppard fame, and what's it going to be like? What can we expect?
Yeah, I can't. I haven't seen Tracy in a long time. I saw Vivian on a flight this year. He was coming back. He's playing the Last in Line shows with Vinny, and doing those. And I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Vinny's playing. Good friends with Phil over in Def Leppard, and so it's going to be great to see Vivian and watch his band. And I like Rob Lamuth. I hope I'm saying his name right. I met him first when he was in a band, I do believe, with Warren DeMartini pre-Rat. This is like ages ago, 1982 maybe, 81. He was in a band called Enforcer with DeMartini, I do believe. We'll have words when I see him Saturday night. But, it's a throwback. There's a lot of gigs we've been doing this year where they're package deals like this, and they do really well, around the States, especially in the Midwest where people are just love their rock and roll,
Yeah.
So seeing these guys get up and still be able to rock and roll, love Jack to death. He's got that iconic, voice that we all, when we think Great White, boom, there he is, So it's going to be good to see everybody. Going to be good to see Tracy play back in LA Guns. I haven't seen them with him. So looking forward to all that. It's kind of like a Sunset Strip reunion, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the Starwood that you talked about earlier, my first show when I moved here in '80 at the Starwood was a little band called Dante Fox, and it was Jack Russell and Mark Kendall before they changed their name to Great White. And I had no idea who they were. I was there to see another band, but I found out later, and I constantly remind Mark and Jack, of the early days. But it's great to see you guys still rocking. I know the show's going to be back-to-back hits and just a celebration of so many great years of rock and roll. In closing, Joey, what advice do you have to the young artists, the young musicians, that new guitarists, people who come up today? It's a different era, a different business world, but what are some of the tips that you can give them to have a chance at this?
Wow, man, it's such a different world today in music with people, and what's happened to music and in the music industry. But for people that it's in their hearts and that's what they're going to do, man, I would just say know as much as you possibly can about it. Write songs, write songs. Never let anything stop you. Perseverance is key in this industry. You have to keep on going no matter, in the face of all adversity. There's going to be so many people that tell you, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. And if you listen to them, you'd want to crawl in a shell and just go away. But don't listen to people, what they say. Believe in your heart what you're doing, and just keep on going. But educate as much as possible, man. Practice. Read music if you can. Do as much as you possibly can to immerse yourself in it, and it'll work out. Things happen for a reason, Just believe in yourself, man, because sometimes that's all we got,
Yep.
And you can't let people get you down, ever.
Well, we've heard all the great stories of people that almost gave up, and it was their perseverance that led them to the success they had.
Yeah, never say die, man. Sabbath. Know what I mean?
Well, Joey, always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you this Saturday. Canyon Club, December 2nd, is the Holiday Bash. Warrant with LA Guns, Jack Russell's Great White, Vivian Campbell, and River Dogs. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you on stage. Thanks so much, Joey.
Thanks, brother. I'll talk soon.
Take care.